Welcome to Pull a Pin Already War Room Edition. Back again as your host, Jim here. Joining me as usual.
Nate, what's happening, Jim?
What's up, Nate? Oh man, the timing of these phone woohoos are just amazing.
You're popular.
it's
Get him on the show. Tell him
it's
you're recording. Get him on the show.
Yeah, it's actually my motion camera going off because
Oh.
we're being swatted. No, just kidding.
Better check mine.
You're SWAT? Yeah. That's crazy. But all right, I get it. All right. Anyway,
Someone's home.
yes. This is the War Room episode where we pull some headlines and we talk about them, and whether we've read the articles or not, we give you our perspective as veterans because we're just amazing veterans. Is that it? I forget what the
Average veterans that have been in the world know everything.
Yeah, right. And the proof of that is because we've never been fact checked, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
I
I do got a question for you though. Do you like saving Amazon boxes?
Yeah.
Because you've had that one for like 3 weeks now.
You don't know what's inside that box.
I don't.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't want to know either.
Yeah, I have to tell you, dude. I still live like I haven't unpacked yet.
That's because you're gonna move that office to a new office.
Yes, I am getting a new office, but now it turns out I might have to frame the office, the new wall for the office myself, which I'm very limited on skills. The Army never taught me framing, but media teaches me about framing.
All you need is a tension rod and shower hooks and put a curtain up. You're good.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go over well.
I've done that in deployments.
Of course. Of course. Remember we used to take the MRE boxes and make dresser drawers out of them?
Yeah. And benches, depending on how many, if it was shipment day or not.
Yep. Yeah, we were pretty inventive. I remember a guy he did search in some empty buildings and found like electric light parts, you know what I mean? And he'd take the light part, he'd put it in a can, attach it to a piece of wood, and we'd have these lights over our beds and stuff. It was crazy.
We
Some really good people out there.
Plug lights into their generator and use lights.
Well, I mean, but we had an indoor building that didn't have individual lights.
So you were one of those lucky people that had hard shell buildings to live in.
Well, it depends where we deployed. This was over Macedonia. So we actually stayed on I think it was a little airport. I never told you that story about Macedonia, huh? With the guy in the guard tower. We were the MPs, but I was on gate duty, so I didn't get to check it out. But we got a call for a guy passed out in one of the towers. Well, they went up there and found out he had I don't know why he ordered one, but he had a penis pump delivered. And he tried using it while he's on duty. And you know what happens when well, maybe you don't know what happens, but I didn't know what happens either until somebody told me that you can actually literally pump the blood and pass out. Yeah. So my first question to the doc was, who took it off?
What site's that on?
Well, you need to get one? Anyways, what are we talking about? Did we already intro the show?
I don't know, but let's go.
First headline, Minnesota's Dem governor set to sign bills restoring voting rights to felons, providing driver's license to illegals. Is that two different thoughts there?
Two different things, but I'm okay with both of those. Are the felons out of prison and served their time and came out? Okay. They did the crime, they did their time, let them vote again. Who cares, right? That's my saying. You get a second chance, right? You did your crime. You served your time.
If you believe in the prison system, right, then yeah.
I didn't say I believe in the prison system. I just said if they did the crime and did their time, then sure, why not? But if they're in prison still serving for crimes they committed, then probably not.
Right, sure. I don't know what this one's talking about. Is this talking about felons in prison or felons out of prison? Or ex-felons?
If you read the article, know we didn't, so we're going to make assumptions like we always do, okay? Moving on.
Would they still be felons, though? Even if they were served their sentence, they're still a felon.
You're still a felon, yeah. You're never not a felon anymore. You always have a criminal record.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I think the felons, once people serve their time, not that it should be completely expunged. You got to pay the consequences for your decisions, but, that's the purpose of serving your time, right?
Yeah,
you learned your lesson,
And if we're going to have illegals, why not provide them driver's license as long as they're going, paying for them properly, passing the test properly, learning the rules of the road? Why
at least
not?
at least we'll have a legal name.
Well,
You know
maybe
how many times
they might not be. They might not be legal documents they're giving you to get their license.
well, at least we have a legal name to call them.
Yeah.
Because you know how many times I've encountered when I was a police, I encountered illegals, and I'm like, "What's your name?" I don't know. What's your name? Like, there's nothing we could do with these people. We had to just send them on their way. Even back then, we weren't deporting them or anything. So, but they weren't coming across the border in the droves either.
Well, they're
So
coming across the border, though. Obviously.
both borders. That's what Christine said. Man, now I'm glad you remembered it. That way back in one of our episodes, she had said that she's been calling for a northern border wall for years. I keep calling her she. I hate to ask her, but I mean she's watching us here. I don't know. I assume it's a she. So it's just so hard with names, right?
I don't know,
now,
Jim. I can't tell what you are.
Well, but nowadays I'm telling you, there's so many kids I encounter that have a boy and girl with the same name now.
Yeah.
Because they're getting all these exotic, weird names. They're not using old biblical or standard names anymore. They're getting all exotic with these things, and like Ryan. Ryan, you thought was a guy's name. We had Ryan on here. I've seen girls with Ryan
Charlie.
or Charlie. Yep. I mean, there's just so many names now, and I'm just like, whatever, whatever. Call me Jim. Anyways, so good. Yeah, good for that. Good for them. Who cares? Anyways, it says Minnesota, right? Who cares? Minnesota's a crackpot place anyway. Elon Musk looking to create rival to woke AI ChatGPT.
I don't know what ChatGTP is, but I guess he's. I do. I think you probably explained to me before,
Dude,
but
we
obviously
had a headline on this, dude.
Yeah, exactly. That's how much I pay attention to it.
Remember, it was something about if it were democracy or define what Congress would do or something, and it came up with this whole story of what. Oh man, dude, it's just a left-leaning AI. That's all. That's all you need to know.
So Elon Musk wants a right-leaning AI.
Yeah, I guess just a rival to balance it out. Well, I mean, isn't that what we had for years? Well, no. Let me correct that. That's the false pretense of what we had. We always thought of the ping pong tennis game between left and right or Republican Democrat, but now we're starting to find out that there's more rhinos than there are Republicans, and it's really not a back and forth. It's just they want to perceive it to be back and forth, but they're all in the same team. There's very few people. I'm even sure the ones speaking up right now that have been there for a while are probably on the same team, and they're just like, hey, make it seem like we got a big rebellion going on.
Are there any dinos?
No, there's never. No.
There,
you've got to accept the fact that there are Republicans that are actually Democrats, but there are no Democrats that are actually Republicans. You have to accept that.
You don't think Joe Manchin is?
No, dude. Are you kidding? You think Joe Manchin is?
He's the most right-left. Does that make sense? He's the most right-left out there.
Yeah, he's not as obvious as the other ones, but I mean, look what he did too. He does stuff. Go look at all the stuff he's supported, or he went behind afterward and supported it. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't care who you are. You're all criminal.
Yeah.
95% of you.
But what do, dude? It's already a system that's corrupt.
Oh yeah, you have January 6th, but then you go to jail for it.
Systemic corruption, right? We got to get rid of the systemic corruption. Forget about all the other stupid nonsense you're trying to worry about. Get rid of the systemic corruption.
Can't get rid of it. Keep voting it back in.
That's all you do, right? Well, because it starts at all levels, dude. I've told you this 100 times. I actually go and get involved in my local government because that's what you should do. All right? Don't get on these shows and complain about the country and everything's screwed up if you're not getting involved. Go get involved in your local government. And I have to tell you, man, and I'm not going to name any names, but you know these people get elected and they don't even know the first thing about government? They don't even know the first thing of how to make decisions. Like, I sit here and bang my head against the wall listening to some of these people like, are you serious? Like, are you serious? Like, it just blows my mind, dude. And that's where it starts. It starts right there, the local government.
And that's where you need to create a rival, right there, your local government.
Yeah, well, you should. People should. Well, you saw it with the school boards, right? People finally woke up to the school boards and realized, hey, we need to get involved. So they are. Same thing, your local government. Anyway, we're moving on because we're a bunch of trailblazers. Oh, wait, that's the headline. Trailblazers All-Star Damian Lillard, did I say that right?
Lillard.
Lillard gets drug tested after scoring career high 71 points in win over Rockets.
All these sports people that are have high performance numbers are getting tested like that night or the very next day. But it's random. It's okay. It's the random drug test. It was just his turn. It was just his turn.
Just randomly during your high score game.
Just randomly during, or there was one video that was just out there. I forgot who it was, but he jumped so friggin' high. It was at a practice or something, and he caught a football way the hell up there. Next day, drug test.
Mm. Well, I mean,
it was random. It was random.
I like, okay, all right. So I guess the fact that you're calling it, if they're calling it random, that's kind of stupid. But what's wrong with it, though? I don't think it's a problem. If you do something insanely unhuman, or something you don't have a history of, something caused that, right? And if it's nothing, it's nothing. So you get drug tested, nothing. I mean, in fact, what they should do is make it mandatory for every game, every performance.
Yeah, you can't afford that.
No, but to keep them honest.
No, you can't. Still, you can't afford to do all that.
Okay, so then what do you draw the line? You know what I mean? You got to test them at some point.
Random. That's what they say. It's random. I randomly drew your name out of a hat with the only name in it.
Oh, it was the wrong hat. My bad. We got this hat of names, and we got this hat over here with your name.
I drew
it. We randomly pick a hat today, and it happens to be the one with your name in it.
That's it. That's it.
But you know what? So what? I mean, whatever. I don't know. I don't put a lot of stock into this because I don't care.
Well, these people are making a deal out of it because it's supposed to be a random test, but it's only when these performances are like very good performances for the night, then they randomly all of a sudden get selected, which is kind of crap.
Well, I get it's crap, but in the grand scheme of things,
if you're not doing it properly, I mean, if you're not doing the system properly, then you're crap.
Right. So if they came out and said we're going to test everybody who excels above the average human being, would you be okay with that?
It's not random.
That's what I'm saying. So if they came out and outright said that,
sure,
we're going to issue tests on anybody who excels above their own standard or any human being that we've already seen, whatever.
Well, he didn't score as much as Wilt Chamberlain did years ago, so he didn't do anything better than anybody else. So should he have been drug tested?
Was Wilt Chamberlain drug tested?
I don't know if they did drug testing back then.
Well, they probably would have.
If it was now, yeah. If it was now, yeah.
I mean, you got to think about it. Like, think about it. Even if take a guy like who's that famous bicycle guy that was doing all the drugs that we didn't know about?
Oh yeah.
I don't even know his name.
Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong, yeah. So, I mean, could you imagine, like, if he broke his record by such a time and they tested him randomly, they'd have found out he was a druggie before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not opposed to it. We can differ on this, but I'm not opposed to it. And I think if you're an athlete and you have a super game, just walk right in and say, "Here's my urine."
Right. Like, I'm not opposed to drug testing either, but it's supposed to be random, and it's
sure.
There's a line there that's showing it's not random.
Didn't we have urinalysis too? And weren't they random? But then we also had the people who were recommended for urinalysis. So it was random, and we had recommendation or mandatory or whatever. They were both types.
You had 100% or 10%.
So I'm okay with that. But I'm okay with that. Well, I'm okay with that. This now, White House sets deadline to purge TikTok from all federal devices. Now this I'm going to have a serious problem with because, me and my TikTok. Do you even watch TikTok?
No.
I laugh at these kids at school, and I even tell them this. I tell them this all the time. Like, hey, you're going to lose your TikTok soon. No. Yep. I laugh. Do you believe this? I mean, do you think it's going to go any further?
They'll try. I mean, it's the government. They're going to try and do anything they can until that gets taken to the Supreme Court. They get told, no, you can't do that.
But don't you find it fascinating that an app like Parler gets removed and all this from, all these companies and everything. But here's literally an app that the government is banning and all these, Google Play Store, they have removed them. You don't find that odd?
Well, this one's from China. China spy on us.
But you understand what I'm saying is like Parler came out as a competition to Twitter, and they gave Parler a heck of a time saying it was, they're supporting this, they're doing that. Stupid Amazon pulled them off or whatever, and all this crap. All these big companies, everyone went after Parler.
Find your own
And yet,
platform.
and yet here, yeah, but you're missing my point. And yet here you have an app that literally the government is banning, and you're not pulling them off your platform.
The government just banned it from federal devices. They haven't banned it from.
Dude, you're missing my point though.
No,
The government is banning
They
it.
want to, but they haven't.
Right, but the government literally says there's a problem with this, as opposed to some left-wing lunatics. And you take off the left-wing lunatic ones, but you leave the one that the government says is a problem. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure the government's probably lying to us anyway, so it's not like I trust what the government's saying anyway. But the point being, it seems like a weird standard to do what the left-wing people say, but not what the government says.
I was getting your point. I was just trying to argue with you. It was fine.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Well, whatever. I was just like, I know I can't be talking over your head because this is pretty simple logic, and you're an average veteran. I'm an average veteran, so I ain't that intelligent. So,
but it's good for these platforms for standing up to the government and not taking stuff down. Good for them.
Yeah, I mean, hey, let's be real. Like, I think it'd be the government's responsibility to expose that, but I still think it's the people's responsibility to choose it. If they want to watch an app that China's spying on them and giving away. Now, if you're saying it's a national threat, you're going to have to prove it to me. Why is it a national threat that China knows everywhere I am and can spy on my, my pictures in my shower and all that?
Because I'm the government and I said so.
Exactly. And that's the only reason.
Yep.
That's the only reason. That's the reason to get away with it. So anyways, Nate, we're going to go ahead and pull the pin on this one. We're going to flush this one. No, it's not flush the pin. Anyways, thanks for showing up, Nate. Appreciate you. Again, thank you all out there who watch and comment, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And thank you, veterans who reached out to me who want to get on the show that I haven't checked your emails yet.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get to you. We'll get to you because we got a lot going on. So yeah. So until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.